Meeting called to order. Thank you, Phil. Meeting is started. Tracy, I have 6:33.
Me too. Okay.
Okay. So we'll call it invocation. And I'm gonna ask Andela, would you mind leading us in prayer? Andela, can you hear me? Andela. Yes, she disappeared. She was here.
She was there.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
at Galaxy A01. She
Yeah,
must have stepped out of the room.
Yeah, probably. So Ricardo's here as well. All right, Chrissy, would you mind leading us in prayer, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Most gracious, kind Heavenly Father, we come before you to say thank you. Thank you for all the bountiful blessings of which you have bestowed upon us this day, the days to come, and days that pass. Father, as we go forth in this meeting for the Coalition of Black Trade Unions Detroit Metro Chapter, we ask that you be with us in the midst of this meeting, that things be done decently and in order, and it is approving in thy sight. Bless each and every one of us that are online and those that are yet to come online as well. In the name of your son, Jesus Christ, we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
I just saw my buddy Denise Jennings. Hey, Denise. Tawana's here. Tawana. As a matter of fact, let's go around with introductions to make it easier for Tracy. So start out.
Everybody.
You got everybody? Okay, then we can go ahead and move. Okay. Next up, everybody, is the approval of the agenda. I hope everybody had a chance to look at the agenda. Tracy mailed it out. If not, I can read it for approval. Did everyone see the agenda? And I assume everybody saw the agenda, and I will entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
I make a motion, we accept the agenda as presented with any
Is there a
necessary.
second? Thank you, Andela. Is there a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Tawana. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'm assuming that's everybody. Thank you so much. Next on the agenda, everybody, is Tracy, ready for minutes? Next on the agenda is minutes. Tracy sent the minutes out. Hopefully everyone had a chance to read them. We can read them now, or I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Thank you, Denise. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, I think that was Tiffany. All in
Michelle.
favor? Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is correspondence. Our correspondence secretary, Miss Michelle.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. First of all, I would like to thank everyone that helped us with our barbecue / CBTU meeting. We greatly appreciate all the support. And I would like to ask for reimbursement for things that were bought by the members. So I would appreciate, and the total for that was $595.
Okay.
Also, we have a correspondence. It says, "Dear friends, sorry this comes so late, but we would still like to thank you for the food boxes. Your generosity is greatly appreciated by the Ypsilanti Church of Christ Food Pantry." And that completes my report.
Okay. In regards to the reimbursement, just to let everybody know, and Tawana knows, we have receipts and we have the details of what everyone purchased and all that. What was that amount again, Michelle?
$595.
Okay, so we would need a separate motion for that. So I asked, is there any questions for Michelle? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept her report as presented, and we will take up the reimbursement on new business. Is there a motion to accept the report?
Motion, make motion.
There's a motion made by Anthony. Is there a
Second.
second? Is there a second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I said, thank you so much. And next up, thank you, Michelle, and thank you. And I just want to reiterate again, I'll talk about my report, but I just want to tell you, thank you, all of you guys did a fantastic job with that. Dave Blackson is here. Hi, David. Next up is our financial report. Tawana.
So our Comerica Bank beginning balance for August 1st was
Excuse
$7,174.
me, Tawana, pardon me for interrupting. Everyone, Tracy sent out the financial report, so if you have that, please follow along with that. Excuse me, Tawana, go ahead, please.
The beginning balance was $74.92. Accounts receivables, cash.
Excuse me, Tawana, excuse me. Could somebody mute? We're hearing someone's conversation. Could someone please mute? Everyone mute, except for Tawana, please. And Phil, thank you. Go ahead, Tawana, excuse me.
We received $285 in our Cash App, $1,600 in checks, and the checks are specifically for COVID events. They were donations. The total accounts receivable was $1,885. We have an accounts payable of $2,225 to the CBTU International payment, a credit card payment for $110 for registration fee for the Washington Conference, $190.80 for the Anthony and Arnold's Award, Facebook credit card payment of $14.35. We paid out $2,540.15. That left $6,519.77 in our account. $234 of that, $234.04 of that is for our scholarship fund. We have $6,728.48 in First Independence with no receivables or payables, which leaves us with an ending balance of $13,248.25.
Motion is set.
But hold on, I don't know who said, but hang on, please. Are there any questions for Tawana? Any questions on the financial report? Hearing none. So whoever made that motion to accept, we'll take it now.
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Tawana. Yeah, I love working with you. You are a very intelligent young lady. Next up is our committee reports. Start out with Mr. Dave Claxton. And Dave, before you even start, I'm going to talk about you in my report. As one our organization know, in my top 3 events for the convention, Dave was number 2. And he did a retiree report. I'm gonna be very honest. I thought I was gonna get bored, and I'm wondering why am I there? And I learned more from that one than any of my other workshops. Dave, you and your committee did an incredible job. I want you to talk about that as well after you give your committee report with the men's group and with the smoke cessation. Please continue, sir.
Well, thank you very much. It was a very, very informative session that myself and Carolyn Williams from IBEW did. We were the very first to present on the Wednesday prior to the opening of the convention. We had about 52 participants on online with us. Very, very informative, as Michael just said, with the ARA talking about legislation and things that are germane to seniors. And I would certainly ask, if you're not a member of the ARA, for the low, it's only about $5, you can join and you will be able to get their weekly, every Friday, they come out with a legislative report. And that's something that we should all the retirees should be a part of. But it was great. We had a very good convention. For those of you that missed it, surprisingly, it came out much better than any of us had thought, but I think it was a very good job. So that's my report for the retirees. For the men, we had all of the African-American secretary treasurers in a forum talking about their responsibilities to their unions and that type of thing. I say secretary treasurers from all the various unions, which was very informative. See brothers, and matter of fact, it was all brothers. There was one sister that should have been there from the postal workers, but she wasn't a part of it. But that's just a little synopsis of what happened during the convention. So again, hate if you missed it, but you missed a very informative session.
And Dave, did you want to report on the smoking cessation?
I'm going to get with you there. As a matter of fact, we've got a meeting coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get in touch with you and Frank because I would certainly, they're going to have it out here in Sterling Heights, as a matter of fact. So we'll get together on that. And then after we have that meeting, I believe it's in the next 2 weeks, we then will be able to make a qualified report to the board.
All right. Are there any questions for Dave on any of his committee? His busy self, any of his committee reports? Any questions for Dave? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept Dave's reports as presented. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept report.
Thank you, Shaq.
Second.
The second and motioned. Second by Denise. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you so much. Next up is the president's. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Pop, excuse me.
Huh?
I'm sorry, committee reports. Denise won't be able to make it. And by the way, Tracy, I just got a message from Vince. He's at work. He can't get
I
away.
got him.
Okay, and then oh, Pam is here. Okay, Pam is here. Okay. So next up
Pam is here
is,
limited at 7. I'm gone.
all right, baby. Hold on, sweetie. Tanya's not here, so I will give a brief report on the PRO Act. We still have not, on the PRO Act, we still have not done the video with the politicians, and it is heating up. You may have seen on your Facebook pages, Andy Levin talk about the PRO Act. And at the convention, they talked about that, how we really need to start pushing that. And I'll go in more details when I do my report. Reporting for Denise, and she needs to be excused as well. She's at the dentist. Tracy, I'm sorry. We were not going to talk to Local 600, and they're closed down in terms of having people come into the building. So I talked to Denise and asked her to get with her committee and come back with a recommendation for us. And they recommend we do not do the fish fry on September 10th. We've had some different alternative locations, but her committee's feeling is that we postpone it to next year. And entertain a motion on that. Let me finish that. So in regards to Tanya's report on the PRO Act, I accepted a motion to accept the report. Are there any questions? Hearing none, there a motion to accept the report on the PRO Act.
I make a motion.
Motion.
Motion made. Second. Thank you so much for call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
On the fish fry report. So there needs to be a motion on that we delay the fish fry until next year. Is someone make a motion on that?
I make the motion.
Second.
Anthony, can you say what it is, Anthony, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Make a motion to postpone the French fries till next year.
Thank you so much. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, the recommendation from the committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much. I can just tell you briefly on the Women's Committee, Tanya will be doing a program next month. October is Domestic Violence Month, and she's putting together a program that I'm sure is going to be great and very informative. And are there any other reports?
Mike, what was that you just said? There was a lot of windy noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. For next month, the Women's Committee, Tanya is putting together a program on domestic violence. Domestic Violence Month is October, and she'll present that at our next meeting. And again, I'm sure it'll be very informative. Also during October, just to let you know, we'll be supporting Sister Strut. I've been in contact with Frankie Darcell. I'll say that from my report. I'll tell you guys about that. Okay. Are there any questions about the event for next month? Seeing none, there's no need to vote on that. We'll move on to the President's report. First of all, I'm glad that you all are here. Thank you all for giving up your Wednesday. As you know, Monday was Labor Day, so we had to make a switch and trying to, everybody's schedule was whacked. So this was the best day we could come up with. As a matter of fact, Phil was tied up with some other things. That's why we did 6:30 instead of 6 o'clock. And I thank Phil for pulling away from what he was doing to join us. And thank all of you for being here and all that you do. Again, I trust everybody is doing very, very well. If you look at my Facebook page, I encourage you. Holy Spirit gave me something that we all going through. People we love are ill. Some of us are ill. So let's just pray for all of our healing. Let's just stay strong and stay healthy. And I'm not just talking about COVID, but I'm just talking about life. On December 1st, Laverne Sheffield, the daughter of CBTU founder Horace Sheffield Jr., the sister of Reverend Horace Sheffield and the aunt of Mary Sheffield passed. Her viewing will be 10 o'clock on September 13th, and the funeral will be right after that at Fellowship Chapel on September 13th, beginning at 10 a.m. Does anyone know if there's anyone that is ill or experienced loss of a loved one of our members that we can pray for and in need of prayer? Man, I'm glad to hear that. Nobody there. So let me give you the CBTU National updates. As you may have heard, some of you may have heard, there was a cyber computer attack that affected the CBTU National office. The office phones, computer, copier, all went down. They don't know how it's going to be resolved or why it happened. And if you need to contact the national office, send Robin Simpkins an email. Her email address is rsimpkins@cbtu.org. Nationals requested all chapter presidents to participate in the upcoming leadership retreat on Wednesday, October 27th to Friday, October 29th. I already told them I will be there. I don't know if it's viral or we got to go somewhere. When I get more details, I'll let you know. They didn't give a lot of details. My report on the 50th anniversary virtual convention. How many people here were able to participate? You just say you were able.
I was.
That's Denise. Anyone else?
Pam.
Pam?
I did, Dave.
Dave, yeah.
Lois.
Lois?
Joanne.
Who was that, babe?
Joanne.
Joanne, okay, that's 5. Okay, I know we had one other member, Yolanda, that participated. We had six people. There were a total, and it may have changed, but at the time when Terry opened it up, it was 217 people, guests and delegates that participated. And I'm gonna talk to you that said, I'm gonna find out if you had to pay out of pocket or if your local supported you. I would like all of you who attended the convention to forward your reports from the convention to Tracy and me, and please share your report with your leadership and your members. This is again how we can get support for future conventions, getting people there. And after my report, I'd like to hear your feedback on what you thought about it. I commend the national team, y'all. It was a technical nightmare, and they pulled it off with a plum. I mean, being technology, a lot of hiccups, and there was some, but overall, everybody, it was a fantastic job. Remembering our past, embracing our future while shaping our, embracing our present while shaping our future was the key. And they really did an outstanding job. On the executive board meeting on Wednesday, they talked about our financials. Nationally, our financials are not strong. We need to get more members. And the political landscape of what has happened. One of the big things that they're talking about pushing is getting the filibuster and the John Lewis Act to get our votes, because you see what happened in Texas. Texas already passed a law that's very, very restrictive. It's almost going back to the 1950s. Unbelievable that we're living in these times. And also how we can improve our effectiveness as an organization. The next convention will be in California, but it may be viral and in person. And as a conversation also came up about retaining our history via written records was discussed intensely. Possible book is needed because there's a lack of organized records of CBTU that does not exist in one location. And I share with them our plans on doing a coffee table book on Detroit CBTU history. But we have a unique story and place in CBTU development. As I was saying earlier in my notes, Dave, so you know I wasn't just kidding. Dave Claxton and his team did a fantastic job, and you heard his report. But I want to offer a different twist because we're going to build up our retiree committee. But I want younger people to become part of the retiree committee so they can start being prepared financially and politically. And Dave, can you tell us, because I want everybody to join that organization, that man that gave that incredible report, and also, can we get a copy of that? Question to you, Dave.
Yeah, we can get copies of that. But ARA, it's affiliated with the AFL-CIO. It's labor's answer to AARP. It's that kind of organization. But the one good thing that they do is keep track of legislation. As a matter of fact, Rick go to the Hill almost every other day. And if there's a piece of legislation that's germane to seniors, to retirees, he's in the faces of the senators and congresspeople. And this is something that it's totally ran by labor, it's supported by labor. And we have, like in my own union with UFCW, when you retire, you're automatically put into ARA. So that is something that all of us need to check to make sure that we can be a part of that. And as I mentioned, getting every Friday, getting a weekly report on the legislation. Now, those of us that are part of AARP, you get literature all the time. Well, this is the same, they do the same thing. However, they're not as big as AARP, does not have the kind of money they have, but this is ours. And it's very, very informative. So I would really recommend that you become a part. But yes, Mike, I will call and make sure you get a copy of his, because it was done.
It was fantastic. And Dave, thank you, Dave. Dave is absolutely right. I'm telling you all, I was thinking, okay, what am I doing here? I learned so much. For example, check this out, y'all. Mitt Romney and his other senator are pushing a bill through silently while we talk about Afghanistan and all this other stuff that will basically eliminate Social Security and Medicare. They don't have any oversight. There won't be a vote, and they can get it passed. And I'm sitting listening like, that's not America. What do you mean? Right. They are doing that. Mitt Romney. So those are the kind of things that this organization was teaching us. And I really want everybody in CBT, whether you retire or not, to become a member of this organization, because they give out a lot of good information. I became more powerful after I left that meeting. It was mind blowing. Thank you, David. All right. Now, the first official day of the convention, everybody featured vignettes of CBTU history. I really thought it was going to be boring. It was great. The reflections were heartwarming, powerful, and educating. To see Bill Lucy and these guys talking 1973, 1974, people in the streets. I mean, I love history anyway, but it was amazing. It really was. President Melvin spoke about the state of CBTU and our history. Liz Schuler, if you don't know, from IBEW, is the first woman president of the AFL-CIO. She took over after the death of Richard Trumka, which moved Fred Redmond, who was a member of CBTU. He is now the first Black in history to be, and he's a member of the United Steelworkers, to be the Secretary Treasurer. So history's been made with a member of CBTU. CBTU is keeping it going on, y'all. And Fred is an incredible brother. So the town hall of the union presidents was great. UAW President Ray Curry appeared on tape. Roland Martin was not the host, but the guy that was the host did a great job. And in my personal opinion, he may have been better because the focus wasn't on the host, it was on the speakers. And there was Cleola from APRI, Lee Saunders from ASME, and Terry and some other people. It really was great. And the challenges for all of them are different unions and different circumstances, but the same issue. There was one brother from California, and he was just basically saying, look, We got these white boys in here in the this union, and they don't care about black issues. Matter of fact, they're trying to knock black issues. I'm just going to be real. He was my favorite guy on the panel. The following day was the under 40 program. They did an excellent job. Now we know their thing was, I'm going to quote you from there, and we're going to get their presentation as well. We know how things have always been. We're here to change and build on those things. We can speak for ourselves. We are young, but not children. We are all adults in this movement. We are fully capable of leading with reliable intergenerational leadership. Change is inevitable. Tokenism and divisive practice must stop with us, and mutual accountability. These young people were fantastic. And Raymond O'Neill out of the Canton chapter, under 40 chairperson, did an incredible job, y'all. I mean, he made us proud. And I will be sharing that link with you. I do have that link. CBT National is going to make some of the different programs available. At the time, they didn't know if there was going to be a charge or not, but they are going to make some of those available to us. The women's program was taped, and PD Talley received an award, and the sister spoke of her leadership and their ability to work together, because a woman's struggle in labor is uniquely different than what we as men go through, whether we're black or white or brown. The building trades did a nice presentation. At our regional meeting, Peyton Wilkins joined us. He spoke briefly on the COVID Center in Detroit and how it can be a resource and how he wants to train all the chapter members. President Melvin stopped by and complimented Frank on doing a good job, and we may have a regional conference in October. On Saturday, the business was conducted. There were 7 resolutions, and I will include them in our Saturday meeting so you can see the final ones. They even had one that they put up. They told us we had a deadline to submit resolutions, but they put one up anyway at the last minute, which was different. But our resolution became a lightning rod for some reason. A few of the people wanted us to change the title from the critical race theory to Black history. And their rationale was that CRT was given the conservatives power. And I disagreed with them. And I spoke on that, said we should not shy away from conflict and the need to address it head on. Like, for example, we say Black Lives Matter. What do they say? All lives matter. It gives us a chance to have a conversation to talk about that. So hold on. T. Bush got to go. Anyway, but Lois did an excellent job of writing it. Lois, it was wonderful. I did some minor editing, and then the national committee made some small grammatical corrections. But I not being prejudiced, but ours was the best resolution. I'm telling you, I read the other ones, and it passed unanimously. Great job, Lois. Thank you. The 2 workshops that followed were legislative workshop number 1, social justice reform, going from protest to legislation. The other one was civic engagement, grassroots mobilization and union activism, how to take action, get involved locally. And I attended that one. It was excellent. I learned a lot. I will share my notes with you. It was taught by all women, these young ladies. I think one of them was 29 or 30, but they've been in the struggle, and they are doing wonderful things. And PD Talley was the moderator. It was excellent. After that, they had a party celebration. I didn't really stay for that because they had a DJ. I'm like, I'm not going to watch a DJ on a computer. And that's how they ended it with the celebration. You can still purchase your founders t-shirts and hats if you like at the CBTU store, and we have the website address. Detroit CBTU, the National Carer Team. Peyton reached out to me today. He called me and he wants to get with the other chapters about the Carer Team COVID office here in Detroit. Again, he wants to provide training for our members. I told him, we're supposed to meet tomorrow 11. And I told him, whatever we do to help the city and help the members of CBTU, we will be there. Half second, guys. That's T. Bush. I'll make sure. Okay. Thank you, T. Bush. What was it? 50th anniversary. The history of Detroit CBTU, they weren't able to play our video. The great Tawana Bruce, we're going to call her Beyonce, y'all. Tawana Bruce and Dave Claxton, I did a video with Bill Lucy, speaking on the history and of him and the founders that they had with Detroit and CBTU Detroit. A lot of you may or may not know Detroit was very instrumental in CBTU's existence. As a matter of fact, Detroit was the location for the 2nd convention. We're going to debut it on CBTU YouTube. So we need you all go to the YouTube. Phyllis asked you how to do this. I'm going to ask you again. Go to the CBTU Detroit YouTube and sign in and subscribe and like it. So we got a lot of stuff we're going to be doing now and next year. So please subscribe. Bill's going to be a part of our coffee table book team. We're putting together our book. that we can use as a continuous fundraiser. And once we get the book done, it can sell in perpetuity. It just keeps selling, and that money will go to our organization. Photo suppression, I'm going to send you some more information I received from the Michigan chair of the Democratic Party of the next state meetings and literature. Again, Texas has passed a very repressive voting law, and Michigan is on the clock. In our next meeting, we're going to start beginning our strategizing for 2022 on the national and local level. And one of the things we're going to have to deal with is the elimination of one of our districts. So you're going to see some people running against each other. It's not going to be pretty. Newsletter. Our newsletter is going to debut in October. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. The membership meeting we had at Palmer Park. I want to thank again that great committee, Michelle and Andela, who were the co-chairs, Gary Grant, Angela Powell, Juanita McKinney, and Calvin McKinney for doing what they did to make that thing happen. It was very successful. We had a great turnout. Those of you who were there know the agenda was informative and emotional. And the highlight for me, I think for all of us, was the presentation of the plaque to Arnold Miller's family and to our brother Anthony Thomas, him being the first recipient. History was made again, everybody. Again, we have a fantastic committee. Those of you who are volunteers helping us clean up, cook, and doing all that, thank you so much. Vince, thank you so much. Our child support awareness event was fantastic. Farm and Family Assistance for Renaissance Men and CBT came together. We were able to assist families seeking help with parental responsibilities. The UAW Region 1A, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, ABC Student Transportation, Gleaners, HAP, Judge David Thomas, Third Circuit Court, Melissa Cox, the presiding judge of friend of the court, and Zanelle Brown, the chief administrator friend of the court. They were all there and provided some great information. On Friday, we were at the Vote Center at Jameson Chippewa Baptist Church, where we had vaccines availability, as well as the friend of the court, non-contact consultations. A special thank you to Billy Hayes and Denise Jennings and Ricardo Thomas for coming out to volunteer. Thank you so much, as well as Billy Hayes and Denise Caldwell being the co-chairs of this event. On Saturday, we were at Elion Missionary Baptist Church. We had vaccinating opportunities, friend of the court consultations, and we had a great program. We served everybody breakfast. We shared printed information on CBTU, not supposed to read that to you. Proactive health strategies. The court and churches wanted to partner with us again. And again, I want to thank Joanne White. I want to thank Tawana Bruce, Denise Jennings, and Anthony Thomas, who was one of our panelists, for coming out there to make this thing happen. And I think they'll tell you their thoughts about it. But we did good, CBTU. We did good. We helped some families. We helped some kids. Anthony joined the panel with Ms. Brown, Ken Downson, the CEO of the Black United Fund, Buff, and Willie Bell, CEO and founder of Farm. It was very informative. And Anthony, you did a great job, bro. I appreciate you so much for doing it and sharing your story. Thank you. All the volunteers and speakers were provided with N95 masks. The leftover food I shared with a shelter, and I took it the next day to the fundraiser they had with Phil's organization the next day. And we got to keep support each other, guys. They had a fundraiser, and if you still have time, you can make a donation to them. You can cash out. Phil will give you that information. Let's make sure we support our people who support us. And again, thank you to that great committee. UAW Region 1A donated $1,000 to us. ABC Student Transportation donated $600 to us. And HAP donated $500. We'll get that in about 25 days. And that money is earmarked for that event and for our COVID activities. So it does not come out of our general fund. So basically it was like a grant. So it's just wonderful that people believe in what we're doing. And we got some more events coming up. In the new business, everybody, we need to discuss and decide on our meeting location and our process. I'm concerned about the virus mutations and our members' safety. I've spoken with Denise Floyd, Angela Powell. Tiffany just gave me her opinion. So when we get to new business, I want to discuss that. I want to hear your thoughts on how we should move forward, because our meeting is Saturday. We'll talk about that in new business, how we're going to do that. Cpl classes are still available. You can still sign up. There's some slots still available. The classes are again September 25th from 9 a.m. to noon. Sheriff Ray Washington is the instructor. It will be Zoom. And then after your instruction, you will go to the range and shoot to get everything done at one time. And basically you get your CPL, if you're not in Wayne County, you'll be able to get your CPL that next following week. Wayne County has a backlog, but you'll be able to get it. And you're going to have a great teacher, Wayne County Sheriff Ray Washington. Tentative setup for September 16th, everybody, is our political action workshop with the Detroit Federation President, Terrence Martin, and the DPSCS Board President, Angelique Peterson Mayberry. We had planned on doing it earlier before school started, but they were going through contract negotiations. We couldn't make it happen. So we'll be doing it. By the way, if you get a chance, the Detroit COVID plan is on NBC News, on national news, on what they're doing to protect the children. So if you get a chance, go online. It went on at 6:30. Go online and check it out. Gleaners. Our grant with Gleaners has ended. If we wish to resume the delivery of the food boxes, it will cost us $28 a box. I'm searching for some sponsors, if somebody we can still do it. There are boxes still at the vote center. So if you want some of those boxes for organizations, whatever, please contact me. Do not just go up there and grab them. Please contact me and we'll make sure that we can accommodate you. The National Vote for Fighting for Our Votes rally. Tanya Ray, Denise Caldwell, and myself attended a voter rally on August 21st at Gordon Park. It was hot, y'all. It was not publicized effectively. I even had a conversation with Bill Lucy about it. They had unions all around the country and it's supposed to be a national event. They even had the president of the national NAACP come to Detroit. And a lot of people didn't know about it. As a matter of fact, when I received it, UAW logo was even on the flyer. I received 3 different flyers, 4 days. Again, Terrence Martin, president of the Federation Teachers, spoke, and Reverend Wendell Anthony was the moderator. So that concludes, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that'll go into old business. I gotta talk about Phil. And that concludes my report. Are there any questions for me?
Not a question, Mike, but when you talked about the Women's Committee and their portion of the convention, you failed to mention one of our Detroiters, Anita Patterson, was highly recognized for her service as the second chair of the Women's Committee here at the CBTU.
Thank you, Dave.
Dave, it's really hard to hear you. You're sitting far away from
Oh,
your
really?
microphone.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're far from your microphone.
Oh.
So I didn't hear the name of the person.
Anita Patterson. Go ahead, say it again, Dave.
No, I just said Anita Patterson was highly recognized as the second chair of the Women's Committee. And they did quite a long piece on her to give her credit for what she's done for the Women's Committee over the years.
Okay, gotcha.
Alrighty.
Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, the video that y'all put together, where can I view that at?
Which video? You mean with Tawana?
The one that you said didn't play.
Yeah, we are. I'm re-editing it, and then once I finish that, it'll be on our YouTube, CBTU Detroit YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept the president's report as presented.
I make a motion.
to accept.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I know those reports can get long, guys, but I really want you all to know everything that's going on, guys. Whatever I know, I want you to know. All right,
Amen.
next up, I know, Tracy, I hear you.
I didn't say anything.
I know I'm messing with you. Next up on our agenda is, I think, yeah, old business. Is there any old business? Any old business?
Don't wait too long to get that ad in.
No, I'm that's next up. Okay, old business guys, the toys for the children. Again, we ask you to bring those toys in as soon as you can, not to wait to the last minute. We're putting pressure on you guys, but please do that. For the ad that Phil was talking about, we agreed to get an ad for the Black Men in Union, celebrating Black Men in Unions North, East, South. Tawana, were you able to make that transaction today?
Excuse me 1 second. My grandson's speaking to me.
No
But,
problem. But if we didn't do
no,
it today.
No,
I'm
I
sorry,
did
go ahead.
not. I did not
Okay.
do it today.
No problem. We will do
I
it
will do
tomorrow.
I'll do it after the meeting.
Okay, so
Okay.
that'll be we'll pay that today. So I want to share with you guys what the ad will look like. We're gonna have a picture of Phil. We'll have our emblem, and the words are congratulations to the BMIU Steering Committee for your vision to educate the men and women in the labor movement and strengthening the bond between us. Celebrating Black men in unions, North meets South, is a powerful action of solidarity. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. We are proud of our brother in CBTU Detroit, Second Vice President Big Phil Holyfield, for his role on the steering committee and in the labor movement. CBTU Detroit and the nation recognize and appreciates his many years of unwavering dedication, leadership, and commitment to improving the lives of union members, the community, and country. And then below that, it has all of our names and titles, our trustees, our officers, and our executive board. So it's being put together now by Denise Floyd. It's gonna look really, really nice, Phil. So we want to honor you, our brother, for all the stuff that you do.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'm just happy to
Any
get the
other?
ad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I was just glad to get the ad.
Oh, you want the ad? You just give me the ad, man.
Right.
You'll have it. She should have it done tomorrow. And we'll
No
do the
problem.
financial.
No problem.
Today. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate what you're doing, brother. Any other old business? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept. I'm sorry. Let's move on. We had a vote on that. New business. Any new business? Okay, the new business I have is the meeting location. I'd like to have a discussion with everybody, a robust discussion about how we should conduct our future meetings, at least to the end of the year. And I'll say my opinion. So I'd like to hear and just speak. We don't need to go in order. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this.
If I had a suggestion, I would say that just me, we would play it month by month, whether or not to have a physical or digital meeting, virtual rather.
Okay, Tracy, your thoughts?
I think virtual's been fine, but like Phil said, you know, go month by month, and then that way, if we see the numbers dropping, then we could always go to the vote center or wherever we'll hold it.
Okay. Chrissy?
I'm kind of in agreement with Tracy. Well, not kind of, I am in agreement with Tracy and Phil. If we do it month by month, and we go from there, because I am one of those with a compromised immune system.
Dave?
Well, unfortunately, we won't be able to go back outside because we're going into fall, but I thought that was a great meeting. But I'm in agreement with the others. We may as well continue doing it virtual until we see how this whole matter ends up.
Denise?
I agree with being virtual, or at least watching the numbers, because there's always a new variant popping up. So
I can't see who that is. Galaxy AL1?
That's
In the
Michelle.
dark.
Oh no, Galaxy.
That's Tiffany?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Andela.
And Cherie,
I can't see because you're in the dark. Okay, now I can see.
Andela.
I can see she was black. She's totally black.
I'm telling
Go
you.
ahead, Andela.
I agree with everyone. I mean, we need to do what we have to do to be safe. So I'm in agreement.
Mike, Lois's hand is up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going down the line. Go ahead, Lois.
Or I agree with everyone else. The only thing I was thinking is, I mean, you're going month by month, but I'm one for having a real plan, because I don't think we're really going to see a change so much. And if we just say we're going into, we'll be virtual until January, then you can make really plans, but month by month, you're flying by the seat of your pants. But I agree we need to be virtual because the numbers are changing rapidly every time you look around. And there's always something new. So that's I support, virtual, but I just think you need to not put yourself in a box. Okay, this month, what does it look like? Or next month? Because we will be heading into the cooler
Flu season.
temperatures and the weather is going to change.
And the flu season.
Yes, so that's my concern.
Thank you, dear. Tawana?
I agree with you. I think that we should do it virtual until January and then look at things then, because yes, it's getting bad. The numbers are getting worse.
Unfortunately, yes. Thank you, Tawana. Peaches? You're on mute, baby. Your thoughts, Peaches? Okay, I'm gonna come back to you, Peaches. I need you to unmute. Shaq?
Yes, I concur with everybody else about being virtual. And, when we can, maybe we can meet up.
Pam Smith?
I agree. We stay virtual until, like you said, till we meet up again, till we're able.
Thank you. Anthony Thomas?
I agree with everybody else.
Okay. Michelle Thomas?
I agree. Continue virtually.
Ricardo? Ricardo Thomas, you're on mute. Oh, Ricardo says I'm not even on mute, but he supports it. Okay, thank you, Ricardo. Tawana?
I think that we should stay virtual until better times.
Joanne? Joanne White? There you go.
Give me time. It moved around when I went to hit mute, but yes, I think we should stay virtual. But also, we're gonna have at least a couple Indian summer weeks between now and October. If we can at least do one Saturday outside. That's just my opinion.
That's what we here for. Listen to. Thank you, LaTanya.
Okay, I agree with staying virtual indefinitely.
Okay. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody?
One
Go ahead,
comment.
Jack. Go ahead.
Just so you know, picture perfect weekend, 84 degrees on Saturday, sunny, partly cloudy, no rain in the forecast all weekend. 84.
So are you suggesting this Saturday that we meet in the park?
This Saturday we can do it, not a problem. The weather's nice, and we can meet up at the park. This might be, one of the few last days to meet up.
What do y'all think about that?
But is it too late to get the word out? That's
No,
we haven't got the word out at all.
No, this Saturday at Palmer Park is the big Girl Scout thing. And from my understanding, they're gonna have the park from like 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. That's at Palmer Park.
Yeah. And our other location we scouted was Oak Park, Shepherd Park. As far as the getting out, folks, we have not sent a meeting notice out in terms of location. That's why we had to have this meeting today to decide what we want to do. Phil and Tracy and I and the other vice presidents, we couldn't make that decision. We need the executive board to speak on it so we can hear your voices. So just for clarity, are we considering doing a park or doing an outdoor or even in the parking lot at the Vote Center, or do we want to keep this weekend, this Saturday, virtual?
As far as I'm concerned, virtual would be best because that way Phil can tape it. Because I'm gonna be at my
Right,
class
yeah.
golf outing.
And you can always do both as well. You can do virtual and you can do in person. So if we do the vote center, I'm just throwing this out to everyone.
Okay.
Get your feedback. If we do the vote center, we could be in the parking lot, and you know, or we can be inside. You know, we have a restroom there as well. And then Phil can also do it on Zoom, so it can be recorded, as Tracy suggested. So what's your feelings on that? Should we just move on, or is there something we want to consider?
This is Lois. I think we stick with our original plan. We said we were going to go virtual. If you do the note of the count, you got it. Because once you start jumping up without really thinking through, today is Wednesday. You're talking about having a meeting Saturday. And another thing, our membership has gotten very comfortable. Yes, the picnic thing was fine. You went out. I couldn't go because of physical reasons. But school has started back to the parents. You know, life's, you know, some of us, yeah, we got adult children and we're not in the thongs of it. But they may not be able, and you say we're gonna, if we have it at the vote center, you're in the parking lot. So where does everybody park?
Around the street. You can always make something work, but I want to put everything out. I want to put everything out on the table, because if we decided to do that, we could make that work. But I take your point, and just let me add on that to that, Lois. I had an event with my family, and one of my friends didn't come. And I asked her why she didn't come. She said, because I have grandchildren, and I don't want to expose them to that. So your point is well taken, Lois. So if I'm hearing everybody correctly, what Shaq brought up was an alternative because of the weather, that we all want to go virtual. Am I hearing everybody correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about we raise our hands if we think we should stay virtual?
Use your button, everybody, so we can see your button. Go to your reactions and raise your hand so we can get a count.
Where?
You go to reactions on the bottom there where it says chat participants and all that. And, you know, there's a button there that says raise hand. And I'll be, you know what? I don't think we need to do it because it looks like it's unanimous.
Yeah. Okay.
Because some of the people can't.
Majority. Definitely.
Yeah, a majority rule. So we will go with the virtual, everybody. Again, I wanted us to have that discussion. Tawana Bruce said virtual. So we all know, because our members depend on us. And we got to make sure that we are able to do that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your opinions, and very thoughtful opinions, by the way. Get the message in. Okay. Any other discussion on that? Is there any other discussion on our meeting location? Okay. And we'll go back to our regular meeting time for the E-Board, our next meeting. Another question for you. Holiday party. Do you want to do one in January or in December, or do you want to do one at all? Because we've been suggesting we go to a restaurant, we'll be socially distant, or we can go to the vote center or rent a place, or what have you. Or is it something that we don't want to do?
Well, restaurant be cheaper than renting a place, probably.
So I'm listening, team. Is it something we want to do? Traditionally, we've done it in the past in December, but then we changed it to January. So either month worked, it's celebratory in the months, but is it something that we want to do?
Lois has her hand up.
She can go ahead, Lois.
Okay, Mike, I was thinking about it, and I'm also thinking about the wintertime with the kids and getting sick and education. I'm coming out of education with all of this. I don't know if we should even be thinking about a holiday thing. Maybe we do an after New Year's thing. Maybe we'll have better feel for things. We have not always in the past had it in December or January because, you know, other things were coming up that conflicted with our time and everything. I just think it's better to really think out a plan, what it is that you really want. Do we want food out? buffet style, or we want our plate served, to us. It's so many factors now, especially with this virus and not having enough people working is another thing we're running into with how they're really handling stuff. So
Well,
I just
I can
think
tell
we
you,
need to
Lois,
reconsider.
the last two events that we did as an organization in terms of food, we had to handle all the foods wrapped separately. People were able to, get their own food, so there was no touching of food and stuff like that. So you can't get around those things like that. But again, I want to get a feel for where everybody's at. Do we, like Lois said, do we even need to do it? Because if we are going to do it, we need to start planning it. Any other thoughts?
Under normal circumstances, I would be for it, but I think right now, I'm back to the same thing I was at before. I think we just need to play it by ear and watch the numbers. Because the bottom line is we got to be safe. Even with the vaccine, that none of them are 100%. So we just need to take that into consideration.
Yeah, you got that right. I got a friend that had a vaccine, still got sick, but thank God he's okay. Any other comments? Go ahead.
I think maybe we can put this on the table until November, and maybe in November we make a final decision. By then we'll have a better idea of what the numbers are.
It makes sense to me.
My suggestion is that we don't plan anything for this year and look at for probably the first quarter of next year.
Okay. Noted. Any other comments? Okay, thank you, everybody. Again, we will get those questions out there. And if you got some other thoughts, just like this thing of Lois has said, it's ongoing. So, and the numbers and what we have coming up, y'all, the flu season. Last thing that I have for under new business is adopt a classroom for our future. And this is in lieu of trying to buy school supplies for kids. One of the things, everybody and their mama, when they go back to school, everybody donating bags and supplies, stuff like that. But for me, my experience, I worked a lot with young people, high school, elementary school. They also look for relationships. It's nice to come and bring my pizza and have a pizza party, and then you're gone. But when you can go back and talk about life, you can go back and be a mentor. That means a lot. So what I'm going, and we're going to talk about this in more detail because we're about to end the meeting. Adopt a classroom of our future. So what I'm proposing is that we adopt, and I talked to Angelique, and she's got the schools already set up. I'm proposing we adopt 2 individual classrooms at 2 different schools geographically and diversity. Bagley, which is near the Vote Center, is one, and the other one will be in Southwest Detroit. There again, we will provide supplies, we read to them, organize career day, etiquette classes, tie, and other activities. And again, create an affordable relationship with them. It's not about us, buying them pencils and bags and suits and stuff, but getting a relationship with them. And it also helps with our brand with CBTU. So I'll be talking with Tanya, Kim Blackman, and Reggie Ransom. I'm assigning them to that committee, and they'll come back with a plan and bring it before us and see something that we want to do. Is there any other new business? Good and welfare?
Michael, I have one. You said we're collecting toys. Where are we bringing them to?
Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
We're collecting toys.
Yes.
And where are we bringing them to?
To
And
the vote,
what?
to the Vote Center.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can contact me, Anthony, and I've got somebody else. They haven't said yes yet to work on that committee. Yeah, to the Vote Center.
Is the Vote Center open?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we have access.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Any other good and welfare?
I have something, Michael.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I want to thank you for the compliment on the my resolution for the chapter. But I didn't do a good job, Michael. Do you need to see the one I have written for Clue So they're working on it. You only gave me less than 8 hours to turn that thing around.
I gave you 10 hours.
Oh, was it 10? Oh, wow.
That's all right.
But I'm doing a lot more research, and I am pushing it through all of the different groups that we need to get a board on this critical race theory. And so I thank you for editing it. I can't wait to really see it and then see what I do with CLU, because our convention, the CLU convention, is next month. And I know it's a hot button subject. People don't want to use anything that says race in it. They just don't want to face it, but it's reality. So I thank the organization. I thank you for supporting that and getting it through, because at least now it's public and it will be for history. You know, others will see it.
Yeah, and definitely it's from Detroit, and they know. And
it's from Detroit,
one of Detroit, baby. But I just recommend if you're doing one for CLU, to include in there because one of their issues was not being taught in schools, and we know that that's the lie that the conservatives are using to get people emotionally involved. It's taught primarily in some law classes, but they're trying to use it. So I would recommend, you put some.
Oh, it's already in there. It was submitted already. It's, we couldn't play with the deadline, so it's in. It is. It's pretty good. I feel better about that than what I sent to you, and I told you that when I sent it.
Yeah, no, it was fine, because I asked people to do things. I'm trying to get more and more people involved, and you're the only one. So thank you, baby. It took pressure off of me. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, but no, really, Lois, you did a great job. Thank you. You represented our chapter well. Thank you so much. Any announcements? Any announcements? No announcements? Okay.
One more announcement. I don't know if people know, Millie Hall was reelected president of CLU, and Della White is his second or third vice president of CLU. Yeah, and I am just on the well, I shouldn't say just, but it's
I'm about to say just
executive board representing my union, American Federation of Teachers. So CBT is in the house over there in CLU 2 in Detroit.
Right, fantastic. All right, everybody, I almost made it. It's 7:35. I'm 5 minutes over. But, I try to get y'all in and get y'all out. Is there any other announcements? Seeing none, Tracy will be sending out a notice that we're going to meet virtually on Saturday. Meeting will be at 3 o'clock. And we're going to rock and roll. And again, our numbers are increasing, everybody. Right now, we have 73 or 72 paid memberships. And we're going to increase it. We're going to see a big push by Tracy and myself with Chrissy membership drive. We've got some incentive. For example, I'm getting some money that we'll be able to. Let me get it first before I start talking about stuff. But we're going to have some incentives for people to become members, as well as, I can tell you this a little bit. One of the things we're going to be doing, we're going to provide some training for leadership, and they'll be available to CBTU members only. And part of that will be an incentive to become a member of CBTU. We're going to start training folk, and we'll be getting more details as we go. All right, and any other questions? Phil, do you need anything you need to say about the Black Men in Union thing? Anything you need to let us know?
I can tell you that the numbers are growing. There are 466 rooms already booked for the conference, and the majority of them, I would say 90% of them, are from North. So people from the North are going to the South.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I was talking to Philly the other day, and I looked at it. If you hadn't had a chance, go on their website. They have an incredible lineup of speakers. I mean, some bad people, men and women. I was like, damn, I want to go now.
Come on down and join the celebration.
Come on down and get some shrimp and grits and some knowledge. I'm telling y'all, they have some powerful, powerful people on that program. Okay. So with that, everybody, just any other announcements? Okay, then we will close out with prayer, and then we'll adjourn. So Dave, can you close us out with prayer, please, sir?
Lord God, watch between each of us, while we're absent from each other, keep us safe, keep your power, for we know that we cannot make it without you. Thank you, Lord, for all. Amen and amen.
Amen. Amen. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Is there a motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Is there a
Second.
All right, vote with your buttons. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you so much. Be safe.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Tracy, hit them long and straight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Be safe.
Good night, Anthony.
Night,
Is this like the Waltons now? Good night,
Good night, John
boy.
Boy. Good night. We get ready to do the Waltons.
I know. Good night, Michael. Good night,
night.
Phil. Good night, Denise. Good night, Ricardo.
Good night, Tracy. Good night, Michael. Good night.
Good night. God bless y'all. God bless y'all.
Bye.
Special
Bye-bye.
education.